What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Filsinger Games Character Spotlight with Mike and Brock.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Brock. And today we are talking about two more characters from Sudden Death 2094. Both updates. We have King Lear and the Soldier of Fortune.
I think, I know with Larry Snelly, I think they're not two of his greatest drawings. Both guys look kind of stiff.
Yeah, I see that.
There's no action to them. They're just,
Mike Gustovich poses.
yeah. Like Soldier of Fortune's doing his best Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
And King Lear's chest is just way too damn big.
This predates Rob Liefeld, too.
He looks like Hercules from that old 80s cartoon, Hercules. You ever see that?
Yeah, I see it now. Yep.
Yes, Newton.
But he lost the robotic arms, right?
Yeah.
But he's still a -4 power.
Because he found the juice.
Yeah. one vice to another, I guess. Performance enhancement to another.
Let's start off with King Lear.
All right. Formerly known as Exo King, we have King Lear. Pretty tough character here.
This is with his coronation finish.
Yep, +3. The coronation +3. He only has 1 down on his card with a leave option.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's pretty good.
He's done quite well for me. He captured a few Intergalaxian singles, a TV championship. He held my Solar Wrestling Alliance heavyweight championship, which is only held by like 3 or 4 people before I cut it out. So he probably beat Alpha Force for it.
Nice.
And he captured the GWF tag title during this time.
Who was his partner?
That's what I'm trying to think of. It wouldn't have been Killer Queen.
Trying to get into the wiki.
Unfortunately, I didn't write that down.
Uh-oh.
And so he did pretty good. He had a vicious feud against Bishop Hell. Went 4 years. He lost the first 2 years and came back and won the next 2. So he split it.
Nice. That'd be a good feud. They're both pretty powerful.
Yeah. And then he does eventually switch back to Exo King.
Mm-hmm.
Takes over more of a manager role.
Yes, with a Mike Gustovich drawing.
Yeah. A brand new finisher, but that's a separate drawing. Don't want to go all Jim Steinhoff on it.
Right. Then he becomes King. They use the unused King Lear art in like a bash set or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one I use. That's a great drawing with the 2 swords up above.
Yeah, and that was also Larry Snelly.
Yeah.
So
that's the one I use. I currently use. I like that one a whole lot better. Same back, just better art.
For sure.
How do you do for you? I know this is in your time period where
the dark days
once a year.
I remember him doing pretty well for me, honestly, because I really liked him. Because I was a big Exo King fan. Then when he got the upgrade, I definitely used him a lot. Don't remember any title runs or anything like that, but I remember him winning way more than he lost. Feuded him with the Royal Court guys. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite characters is Exo King. So
yeah, when he switched, I had Killer Queen obviously switched with him.
Okay. Yeah, he's just got a good card.
It was Bishop. I think it was Exo King and Killer Queen. Actually, they might have captured the GWF tag titles.
Nice. We have somebody else we can ask.
And they feuded Bishop Hell and Mad Jester.
Okay. He's coming in hot,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen.
It's connecting to audio now.
Oh no.
The
Get ready,
exciting
everybody.
starts.
Get ready. Business
And
just
there
picked
he
up.
is.
Hello, sir. We're talking about King Lear right now.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
It just got real.
It did.
King Lear, huh?
Yeah. How did he do in your Fed? Because this is during my dark time. So I'm glad you're here. So Mike has somebody to talk to about somebody.
Your dark time. What is your dark time? I didn't know about that.
That's when I tried to get caught up and I played like 2 or 3 cards a year for like 20 years of GWF history.
A year?
Yes.
So some guys only got to wrestle once a year.
How do
Yes.
you do 2 or 3 cards in a year?
It put everybody on the show.
I'm invested in this. I mean,
Well, I wasn't.
no, I mean King Lear, I can't say much about him. I mean, Exo King was always better on both ends of the spectrum when he was originally Exo King, and then when he was later Exo King. King Lear never did much for me. It was more of a transitional phase for him.
See, I was just talking. He did a lot better for me.
Really?
He captured some major gold as King Lear.
Yeah, he did better for me too as King Lear as well. From what I can remember.
In the 2 cards.
And those he won like one of those 2 matches he had.
He won his feud. He went 2-0.
Yeah, he did.
No, I don't think he ever captured any gold for me. I think the original Exo King, and I'm a bit late tonight. I believe he captured my GWF the Galaxian title early on, and I don't think King Lear really. He was more like a lower card kind of guy for me.
Okay. Did you dislike the upgrade or?
I just didn't really feel the character. It just he didn't really do anything for me. Exo King, I kind of understood who he was. He was this, evil ruler that was kind of put on the back burner by Thantos and kind of behind Kraken even, and it was like he was trying to prove himself.
Yeah.
He actually pre-galactic code breaking days in the early 2087, before Thantos broke the code in my federation in March that year, he had won the title from Kraken and had like a 2-month reign as champion, but that was his only Galaxian title reign, and that was as Exo King, as the new like evil one as he came into the Federation. But yeah, King Lear, I don't even think he captured a middle title for me, honestly.
Yeah, see, with King Lear with me, he when he turned to King Lear, it's because he was tired of taking second, third, fourth, fifth fiddle to all the guys.
Right.
Thantos just kept moving guys ahead of him. So he snapped and had enough. The breaking point was Bishop Hell getting all the glory, even though he had been there for a while, and that's what caused them to feud. But I made Killer Queen stick with them. They're as loyal as to each other as can be. So to this day, I still have them teaming up.
Nice.
But in total, 8, 9, 10, 11. He's captured 12 different titles for me.
Wow. That's King Lear?
No.
In totality, yeah.
Yeah, through his career so far. As King Lear, I think he captured 2 Intergalactic singles, 1 TV title, and my Solar Championship and my GWF tag with Killer Queen. So he actually did quite a bit.
Nice.
Oh, +3 finisher is not much to scoff at. It's still pretty good.
Yeah, especially then.
Well, that +3 finisher, that does set people apart. I know I had a run interplanetary title-wise with Quasar, and people were like, how did that happen? But he seemed to always hit his high roller finisher, which made him very formidable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we talked about that earlier with Massive. Like, if Massive would have had a +3, he would have been a heavyweight contender.
Yeah. Because in that introductory set, there were only 2 people that did.
Yeah, Star Warrior and Thantos.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Wolf have the Savage face claw? Yeah. Come on, guys.
Well,
I said Wolf. I didn't.
You offended the powder blue shirt.
Well, technically there were 2 with +3 then because Thantos had a +4.
Ooh, wow.
Technically, you're right.
See? You're wrong,
We
Jeff.
we were saying +3 or higher, but it was
I-
implied. Wasn't
Yeah.
specified. It's okay.
It's definitely implied. But yeah, but I meant and higher. I'll admit it. I was wrong.
Just can't forget Wolf. He gets lost in
Yeah.
the shuffle.
I wish Wolf would stay lost in the shuffle.
He really has been a letdown for me. I don't want to get off topic here, but I'm not a big Wolf guy either.
Yep.
How would you guys power creep the King Lear?
I would make sure that he kept you on level 3 defense on his level 3 offense. He has a crushing bear hug 2 on the number 1 spot. Just move everything up a little bit and make that a level 3 move.
I would put his level 4 offensive move at down 3.
On 2?
I'm still bringing up the card. Sorry, like I said, I'm a little behind tonight.
It's okay.
I got the card in here.
Yeah. It's because you've been stuck in the same year for 5 years. No, I'm just kidding. You've been done with him for a while.
Yep.
I mean, I think the obvious thing is that first move on level 3 offense needs to be a 3
Mm-hmm.
because his defense is pretty solid. He only has 1 down 3,
Yes.
and that's got the leave option too.
Yeah, and he's got a B rating, so
I think that's the easiest option there is just getting rid of that level 2 on his level 3.
Yep. Well, it's good. I just didn't want to, wanted to be a little bit different.
No trouble there. Milk in a bag.
Milk in a bag.
Milk in a bag.
We showed that on this show one time.
we did.
I know. I watched it. I got to tune in for that.
Milk in a bag.
That's quality right there. That's quality content. You're not going to find that. No disrespect to any other, COTG podcast, but you're not going to find that on any other COTG podcast. They didn't bring milk in a bag.
It's true.
Does Grant have milk in a bag and his 500 followers? No.
I have not seen it. It's not a Californian thing. Nope.
They don't even talk about it. They talk a lot about eggnog, but not milk in a bag.
Ooh.
Eggnog.
So we can switch over to the Soldier of the Fortune.
Soldier of Fortune. Formerly known as Tong Soon.
And that's a really cool card and a really cool upgrade.
Oh, it's one of the best upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Vigilante. As that though, he actually captured one singles title for me. He captured my GWF TV title not too long ago. He just got a fluke title shot and won it. He beat Terminus for it.
That's cool.
Didn't have a big reign, but he captured it.
It's in the history books.
Yep. But he is an 8-time GWF Tag Team Champion, all with Vigilante.
Cool. Yeah, I'm looking at his card here. He's got a +2 finisher, the Revenger. His charts are B, A, B. He's got a DQ of 6, so he got disqualified a lot.
Yeah, but that came in handy. He was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Plus,
sure.
I mean, he's obviously a paid mercenary, so
yeah,
he doesn't care about rules, but yeah, it fits the character.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never really had him do anything singles wise. I gotta say, growing up when they released the GWF files, especially, I remember thinking Mercenaries was such a cool team. I couldn't wait to get to them. And they've done well. They're not on the level of other teams like the Gladiators, obviously, or even like I played the Classics era, so they're not on the Game Masters level. But they've had 3 title runs. I'm in 2100, almost at the end of it. So they've been solid. They'll obviously eventually go in my Hall of Fame, but I wanted more for them just because of how cool I thought they were. They did have a title reign of 266 days, which is pretty decent.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, outside of that, their title reigns have been not the most memorable.
And see, I had changed their name from the Mercenaries to Body Count because
Nice.
they didn't, I didn't make them, people for hire after a little while. After Kraken separated that whole thing, they kind of went out on their own.
Well, you got to watch that terminology these days because body count means something entirely different in this generation.
That is true.
It is, but
Just modern. When you were playing, it was fine, I'm sure.
I got the name from Ice-T.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the movie Hot Shots. Do you remember that movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like
Charlie
a spin-off, yeah, and they had the body count on there and all the people were dying and they were racking up the kills and it said passes Rambo and passes this and that, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, when we get the Vigilante, that's a cooler upgrade too than Galactic Punisher. Just both these guys got significantly cooler.
Yeah, I mean, I had them feud with the Titans, originally Titan Express and then Air Titan, if you remember Pulsar Prime and Quasar. Then they entered a feud. I think they were mixing it up with the Gladiators, of course. The Gladiators didn't like their long title reign and eventually ended it. Then they got in the mix somehow in there just recently in 2100 early on. They defeated Brute and Massacre for the titles and then kind of were the transition champions until Vanguard took over with Overkill and Thunder. So I really didn't have, I mean, I had clashes between the Gladiator groups, but they were kind of, hey, we don't care about this Gladiator Silver War. We're going to take the titles. And they had it for a few months and then dropped it to the other Gladiator team. So they've been pivotal in my federation. They've been important.
Yeah, I'm working on trying to put all my guys on so I can keep track online, so I can just look and go click.
I mean, your filing system's pretty sweet, man. I mean, you got the cards. I mean, that's classic. It's like the Dewey Decimal System. I feel like I'm back in the library. I like it though. I mean, I wish I had that. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I've seen you pull those out during the the podcast, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I had like a little Rolodex of my GWF wrestlers so I could just look at it real quick. I don't have to be at a computer or anything.
I have two. I have the black box is all the current, and the blue box is all the retired wrestlers. So when they retire, they go over, and I can still keep track of them.
Nice.
And then every 10 years, I change the color of the cards.
Ooh, every 10 playing years or every 10?
10 playing years.
10 game years.
10 game years, new color.
I mean, I'm not doing the Broc Express train, but I am trying to play as much as possible. I do about 5 cards a month in a gaming month. So if I could play every night, that'd be about 6.5 years in one real-time year. But I think last year I got through about 2.5, 3 years.
Pretty good though. I don't recommend anybody powering through the way I did.
Everybody got lost in the shuffle.
Literally everyone did. That's why I mean I say it every week that I need to reboot and try and get some actual history.
Yeah, if somebody gets injured, you're like, and you're out for the year. Sorry.
Yeah, you're out for a decade.
12 cards. Sorry.
12 cards. Yeah, we'll see you in 2105.
Yep, you're done.
No, I mean I get the anxiousness though because I was there too. I eventually decided I wanted to start at 2074 and I dove all in. And I've stuck with that. I've been happier doing it that way. There was a time I tried to stay with the current timeline and play an older Fed.
I tried that too.
And then eventually, in 2130, I was like, I want that history. So I started focusing on my old Fed, and that's all I played. I figure it'll be a lot easier because I already have 2119 to 2130 played. So, I mean, it makes me happy. I'm happy with where I'm at. It comes with maturity.
Right. Well, I don't know if you know this, Jeff, but at my first Galacticon, we had only been playing for about 2 or 3 weeks because I got the introductory game for my dad for Father's Day.
Wow.
And we played hundreds of cards in that 2-week period because we were playing like every night with the original 24 wrestlers and then a handful of special edition cards that we grabbed. And then at the first Galacticon, we got everything that they had published from up to that point.
And you're talking about the first Galacticon, like official Galacticon, not your first Galacticon.
The first one I went to.
Okay, what year was that?
1997.
Wow. So that's when I bought the game.
So I think it was like 30 years, no, not 30, 20 years worth of cards because it was 87 that I think 2107 came out of that Galacticon.
Yeah, because they were doing 2 game years a year at that point.
So I'm like, oh, we got to get caught up so we can, get
You
involved in the conversation.
you officially stormed the ring and brawled.
I did. Because back then they used to give big discounts at Galacticon if you bought in bulk.
Yeah.
So we definitely, we took advantage of that and all the classic sets, everything in between. So it was as a 13-year-old kid, it was something.
In 97, I purchased it as well. That's the year I bought the game. I was, I think, 15 going on 16 when I got it. And I started my own Fed. And of course, that was at the height of the ECW was starting to emerge in my life. So I threw the rules out and I was like, and if you look at the old Filsinger Games site, if you remember that, when we had our Feds on there, I believe it said, I don't even know what my name was at the time. Maybe it might have still been Jay Mello, honestly, but it said like Jay Mello's Extreme Galactic Wrestling. And it was like, I was like, there's no
I think
rules.
I remember seeing that.
And it was always on there. I mean, that I tried to update it with an Angel Fire website.
Yep. We all had an Angel Fire page back in the
Who
day.
didn't? It taught me everything I knew about HTML. But yeah, I mean, I picked it up at the same time. And then eventually I actually had a friend that wanted to play. So we started our own Fed and I kept that for a while. And he'd come over once or twice a week and we'd play. And then when I got a little older and I had kids and stuff, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start my own. I had one kid, second on the way. And I was like, all right, now I'm going to do this for real. And that's when I started in the 2074.
Yeah. I think I need to do that just so I have that history. I can talk about these guys more than just saying like, oh, he's cool.
I saw him once. He wrestled a match on my Fed.
Yeah.
No, but I will say to your defense, in 2074 and all the way until the breaking of the Galactic Code, I only played one card a month because the roster was really small. And I was like, well, I assumed these guys were wrestling in other federations. GWF was an up and comer, but they were having these big time wrestlers from these other federations that were coming in. So I mean, it worked for me,
right?
And it made DQs and stuff back then. Because remember that back then I viewed it, and I think it said so in the book. They were all very honorable. So DQs were a huge event. Like if you carried on the title by having a DQ, it's like how dare he?
Right.
But title reigns lasted longer traditionally. I mean, it's an older Fed, so it was a lot of fun. I mean, I got to know the characters, and I do think the early classic set that the Moleskis did was fantastic. I can't say that enough. I know some people think of that as like, what's the terminology in like pop kind of culture when something is canon?
Is it canon?
Is it canon? Yeah, that kind of thing. I appreciate it for what it was. I had a very fondness for the wrestler Screw. I really enjoyed that character. And then when it got to the tag teams, Paladin Power and the Defiance teams, those were big for me.
Nice. You're kind of convincing me that I need to do this.
I mean, I'm not here to convince. I think you should. It's up to you, promoter.
Right.
But I think it was worth it. I think the reward was there.
For sure.
Oh, you guys power creep.
Back
SOF.
Back to Soldier of Fortune.
Back to our topic.
He still exists. Sorry. Tangents. I'm a tangent.
No,
man.
it's good. I'd hate to do the same thing for him that I did for King Lear, but it's really the only thing I see that he's lacking.
I mean, I'd really like a second finisher since he's predominantly a tag finisher guy. I mean, when you bring in Vigilante, he has that tag finisher that goes with it. And I think that really boosted his card offensively. If you added that on top of the Revenger, even if you lower the Revenger to a 0 or a +1, and you add that tag finisher, the name of it escapes me right now.
I could look.
I could too. You'll probably beat me though.
What's his agility? Is it
0?
0. I was thinking of making him a -2/-2.
Operation Ambush.
There it is, and it's a +3.
Yeah.
So I think even if you lower the Revenger to a 0 or a +1, and you have that extra tag finisher, like because Vigilante had Police Brutality, which was a 0, but then he had the Ambush, so it was a +3. I'd like to mimic that because they're a team.
So you make them like Keepers of the Stone. Where they both have the same finisher.
And you could lower that Revenger to a 0. That's fine, but add that Operation Ambush +3, and you've got a whole different character in my opinion.
Especially since he was mainly a tag guy through his entire career.
And he was. I know he didn't get that finisher because he was introduced as a singles guy, and it was the next year Vigilante came in. So I mean, it fit what they were doing with him, but I think that they could have added it eventually. Maybe he should have had a special edition card, been one of those guys. Which I don't think he did.
Yeah, he didn't get another card until 2105.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he ran with this one for like 20
That's
years.
where I am now. He gets reduced. It's the Brian Bendis card.
It's one of the better Bendis drawings, honestly. But
we can segue over to our topic.
Yeah.
Which is Broc's Twitch stream.
Yeah.
So I got to be honest, because I want to be honest with you. I do not Twitch stream. I downloaded Twitch just to watch your stream.
Right.
I did enjoy it. I'm not a huge bootleg guy. But your characters are funny, especially when one of your kids draws them or something. The only frustrating thing I saw on your stream was that and you're gonna have to correct me because I'm probably gonna call it the wrong thing, that Storm Raiders or whatever. I wanted to help you with that, and I just couldn't get it downloaded. Because I'm trying to watch you, and I'm trying to watch what's going on. I'm trying to enter your contest, and I'm like,
it is a lot. It is a lot.
Dream Raiders, I believe it's called, right?
That is what it's called.
And I couldn't get it downloaded in time. And it kind of frustrated me. I think I would have to do it when you're not actively playing.
Yeah, it's the first time you load that site. It takes a good 5 minutes just to get into the game to join. But yeah, do it offline sometime.
Yeah, that was the only frustrating part.
I don't do the Stream Raiders, but I pop in to watch the matches, and you get to know some of the people like Derek Bauman and Miho and Crimson. And I'm just trying to remember. I see Sam on there every so often. Pete Beck will pop in. So you get a bunch of people, and you talk to them, and While Broc's rolling a match, the guys will, cheer for each other. Like me, no matter what Miho cheers for, I know I'm going to end up cheering for the other guy.
Just to make it more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's an interactive way of playing. It's honestly the whole reason I did it was to make myself accountable to actually play. So now that I have an audience to play for, basically, it's made me want to play the game more, which I think is, if I ever did a reboot, I think I'd do it on Twitch. And
the only thing that frustrates me is he'll do the feud chart, because if it rolls in doubles, everybody except for like 2 or 3 of us will vote against no feud.
Yep.
Like last night, there was a 1-star match over in 20 seconds. People were like, feud it.
See, and I never use the feud chart.
I think we hit the feud table, I think 4 times last night.
It was ridiculous. Everybody's like, feud, and they can't even spell feud.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it's fun though. So if anybody, you don't have to be afraid of Twitch. It's just like YouTube, but it's a more interactive experience. YouTube has an interactive aspect to it now too, but as far as streaming goes, I stream on Twitch, and we do YouTube videos. We post later, but the live interaction is what I really like. And check it out, people. It is free. I think a lot of people have a misconception that it costs money to participate, but it's 100% free. I mean, there are paid options for ad-free and stuff like that, but it is free, so you don't have to be afraid of it. Just get an account. I'm on 3 nights a week, but I only play Champions of the Galaxy on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's my bootleg fed, so maybe I'll have to add the reboot fed.
Now you will get commercials every so often.
Yes,
so Broc makes his money.
Exactly. I'm rolling. I mean, they bring me truckloads of money after every one of those ads.
Buys you a lot of bobbleheads back there.
Yeah, exactly. Those are all free with tickets, I think. But
oh yeah, stadium giveaways we call
exactly
them. SGAs.
But yeah, check it out. I mean, it's a good time. We have fun. Every once in a while, I'll be in a bad mood, and you can tell, which is probably more entertaining for some people. depending on how hard of a time my kids give me before I get on. But I'm trying to be consistent with it. I think I've only missed one week where I had to reschedule. But yeah, give it a try. There's options where you can unlock a creator wrestler option. Just by watching, you get channel points, and the channel points can be redeemed for free cards that I've done, stuff like that. And just an overall fun experience. The more the merrier.
It is. It's like I said, it's fun, and you get to know some of the guys pretty good, and a lot of them play the game. So
When I originally only downloaded it just so I could help you out by following you, and I will say it was more enjoyable than I thought it would be because I'm not a streamer guy. I'm not a. I'm envious of you guys because I would love to stream and share my federation in that way. It's just, as you know, with a family, it's so hard. I mean, I play a lot of the time at midnight just to get a card in,
Yeah.
and I can't stick to a schedule where I'm like, hey, 9 o'clock Eastern, tune in. It's not.
I get it.
Yeah.
And starting at 9 is rough.
I don't do what Brock does. I don't stream, but I'll pop in to help him out and talk to the people. And sometimes if I can't be there, I'll just lurk so he can get his numbers.
Yeah, lurk if you just turn it on and you can go do whatever you want, and I get credit for that view. And that's very appreciated too, because they look at those numbers for different things. As far as payouts and things like that. Look, let me be clear. I'm not trying to make this a career.
Here comes the money.
Yeah. I have no delusions that
we do not own the rights
happen.
to that music. I don't want your podcast to get like dinged or
get
something.
Flagged.
Yeah.
DCMA, but
okay,
yeah,
but honestly, how cool would it be if WWE gave you a flagging for that? I mean, I'd be like, I made it.
Yeah. It might happen. But
yeah, you never. Sorry about that.
No, we'll be fine. I think you're allowed to use up to 7 seconds of a song.
Oh, phew.
And I just finished building this week.
Ooh, the Razor Crest.
Wow.
Very nice.
Spent some time doing it.
I like that.
Because normally I do a bag a day, and I post it online. This is 1,027 pieces in 6 bags. Normally a build that big would be like 10 bags, 12 bags. Nope.
Wow, that many pieces. There's a lot of big pieces on that too.
To still have that many pieces too.
Yeah, there has to be if they're nice.
7 doors on it.
How many bathrooms inside?
Surprisingly, none that I've seen. But there is people where they're carbonated or carbon froze.
Nice. That's cool.
It is rather funny. But did you want to do our shout outs?
Sure. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you have not yet done so, please click on that subscribe button. We have a goal of 123 subscribers in 2023, and we're well on our way.
114.
Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And check out our friends who do Filsinger Games related content below. We have a series of podcasts, including the official Filsinger Games podcast, Roll Up, the Legends team's Uncharted Territory, Dizzy Dice from Lee Longpree, and Grant's Filsinger Games Fancast. And on YouTube, we have the solo promoter, also from Grant, Dave Little's Heartland Championship Wrestling, which he does live stream on Saturday nights, I believe at 8 Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So same time. Remember that 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll find both of us on different days. But Dave does his on Saturday nights, so check him out. He's consistent. And we have After Further Review also here on YouTube. And you'll find my Twitch information below and all that fun stuff. Please check that content out. And if you have any Filsinger Games related content you'd like us to share in our description, please send it on over and we'd be happy to include it.
Disclaimer, they do not have milk in a bag. It needs to be said.
I feel like you probably lose a lot of milk that way. There's no way you could get it all out of the bag.
Very few drops.
Those are the best drops, though.
Yeah.
You get 4 liters. Hardly any plastic is used. Environmentally conscious.
Can you reuse the bag?
Well, there's the big master bag. Yeah, I use it for garbage sometimes. Just put it in there. But the little wee bags, they go in recycling.
Okay.
I'm just fascinated with it. That's all.
We'll have to have a
Love
whole
it.
demonstration on here some week.
We'll have a
We
milk
did.
and cookies week where we'll all bring our preferred milk.
Yeah, the life
I'll br-
cycle of a bag of milk.
I'll bring my almond milk. He'll have his bag of milk. I don't know. Whatever you could surprise us, Brock. I don't know.
I'm a 2% guy, nothing fancy. Funny story about milk, real quick. We have about a minute left. I was making au gratin potatoes, and it recalled for milk, and I didn't have any, so I had to take it out of Bennett's cup.
Sorry, kid.
Yep.
Priorities.
Yep. Hopefully there was no backwash in there. Oh well.
The family's got to eat.
That's right. And on that note,
It was heated. It's fine. It sanitizes.
yeah, exactly. 450 for 25 minutes. We're good.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Night.
Later.
Good night.